A mother with postpartum depression, bipolar disorder, and psychosis took her 5-year-old son's life. She pleaded guilty but mentally ill, and now she's been sentenced to 50 years. But those years will not be spent in prison. They will be spent in Montana's mental health system. I'd like to walk you through what happened in the years leading up to this crime. The woman you just saw was Kathryn Garaas, and she was the mother of 5-year-old Rain Tyler Blair. His father, Tyler Blair, said that Kathryn started struggling with postpartum depression shortly after Rain was born. That eventually progressed into psychosis, and she was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Tyler says that these issues are not something that the family ignored. They traveled all around Montana trying to get her help. This included hospital and psychiatric facilities, short-term hospital stays, medication changes, and a cycle of evaluations, but she would always be released, and Tyler said that she was never provided long-term stabilization that he believed she needed. There were periods of time that Kathryn knew she was not mentally well enough to be around Rain, so she would stay away, but Tyler said she was never violent towards her son before this happened. By April of this year, Tyler and Kathryn were no longer together, but they were successfully co-parenting. Kathryn had been staying at Tyler's home for several weeks without any problems. However, on April 24th, 2026, Tyler left for work in Big Sky. He said that him and Rain had a routine they would do every time he left for work, which was 5 kisses and 5 hugs, and they did that morning. Later that day, when Tyler got back cell service, he saw some text messages from Kathryn, and those texts said that Rain was in heaven and had gone peacefully. He immediately called Kathryn, begging to talk to his son, but she just kept repeating that he was in heaven and in a better place. Tyler stayed on the phone, hoping that he would hear Rain in the background, but he didn't, and he called 911. Deputies arrived at the home and they asked Kathryn about Rain, and she responded, "He's in his room." That's when they found 5-year-old Rain with a plastic bag over his head. They tried to save him, but Rain could not be revived. Investigators later asked Kathryn why she had done this, and she responded to save him because things would have only gotten so much worse. Kathryn eventually pleaded guilty but mentally ill, and she was again sentenced to 50 years with parole eligibility after 25 years. She is expected to be housed at the Montana State Hospital so she can receive psychiatric care while she is confined. At sentencing, her attorney argued that Kathryn was suffering from severe mental illness when Rain died, and that the state hospital was the only place equipped to both treat her and protect the public. The judge agreed that mental illness was a major reason that they were in the courtroom that day, but he did not believe that it completely explained what happened. In that same courtroom, Kathryn sobbed as she apologized, saying, "It should have been me," and she described Rain and Tyler as her whole world. Rain would have been starting kindergarten this fall. His father, Tyler, described him as extremely smart, saying that he could already count to 100 even though he never attended preschool. He said that Rain wanted to do everything with his dad. Tyler has also spoken publicly about Kathryn. He said that he believes Kathryn loved Rain, and she never would have done this if she was in her right mind. He's been very critical of what he calls years of failures in the mental health system while Kathryn's family was trying desperately to get her help. But that help never seemed to come, and this is what happened. Let me know your thoughts on this case and this sentence and the fact that she will not serve time in prison. And most importantly, above everything else, rest in peace to 5-year-old Rain Tyler Blair.